Lights are out, 2 is underway. We're on board with Sam Steffens. It looks real tight coming into turn 1. Oh wow, that's a huge incident. I can see a lot of damage too. This is going to be one tough weekend.
I race 4SS go-karts here in Australia. It's a class that's designed to be budget friendly. We run an engine that is less expensive and requires less maintenance. And it's a class that relies on driver skill rather than who has more money and all that stuff. In this video, I'm going to take you guys with me to round 3 of the 4SS Trail, which is like our championship here in Australia. It's going to be at the Gippsland Go-Kart Club, which is in Morwell. We've got Caleb picking us up. Tegan's here with us as well. Yeah, should be a fun weekend. So anyway, let's go. I finally decided to put some fresh stickers on my kart. They came out great and I'm super happy. So hopefully I'll look fast on the track. Right, we're here. Track looks sick. Everything's good to go. We're going to head out to the practice session now and see what the track's like. There's been a few changes since the last video I made. We've got entirely new tyres. Instead of the old Maxxis blue tyre, we now have the Maxxis whites, and these tyres are a harder compound tyre, so there's less grip. With that is going to come an entirely new heap of challenges. We're going to have new pressures to work out, potentially different kart setup changes, different alignment settings and things, and it's going to be really interesting to see who can adapt to these changes the fastest and who can get the most performance out of them. All right, so this is our first practice session of the day. Let's go check out the track and see what it's like. We're approaching the start line now, across the line, and now we're starting a lap. Turn 1 is a slight turn, very fast, and then goes straight into turn 2, which is like a banked hairpin, and there's actually a lot more grip than you expect in that corner. That then takes us to turn 3, very slippery. I locked up a few times here, and then turn 4 is very similar, and there's quite a lot of room on the exit, and I was trying to work out just how much space I should use in that part of the corner. Then we have the chicane, and turn 5 is a really wide, fast sweeping corner. It's very slippery, and that's the lap. There's Caleb, you can see him warming up his tyres. He was finding it slippery as well, and he's actually going to be in the heavy class for this race weekend, which means he just has a couple of extra kilos on his kart. You can see I lock up here. It was just very, very slippery, and I was pretty unpredictable on the brakes in that corner. Here's Kevin Harvey, number 57. I see him at pretty much every single trail race weekend. It's awesome seeing him. And then here we have Nathan and Big Dog. They're in the heavy class as well, even though their karts are like 15 kilos heavier than mine. I just can't keep up with them because I'm finding these tyres really, really challenging. So let's go back into the pit and see what I had to say. Oh my God. So these tyres are on another spectrum compared to the blue Maxxis tyres we used to use. They're so slippery. And then on top of that, my clutch literally was on the verge of coming out. So what happened to you, Caleb?
So I had no grip and then absolutely sent it, and then hit a couple of times and the ring bumper fell off.
Anyway, yeah, learned some interesting things, very slippery, and see if I can make some changes to get this ready for race day tomorrow. One thing that's awesome about the four-stroke community is just how happy to help everyone is. On the practice day, Cade and Sammy were a huge help and they let me borrow a lot of their sprockets to try and work out what I needed. Jake, Big Dog and Nathan were also a huge help on race day with some sprockets and a bunch of spare parts. So a huge shout out to you guys. And now I'm going to spend the rest of the day practicing because I'm going to need it if I'm going to have any chance of doing well in tomorrow's race.
So here we are. I'm doing all the hard work, packing everything up, getting the trailer ready. My go-kart's all packed up, organising the car. I don't know where Harry's gone. He's just decided to bugger off and go talk shit with people. Well, we know who's actually running the show here, don't we?
What are you doing, Caleb?
I'm making blank.
Good luck tomorrow. Good luck, Tegan. We're going to need it.
Good morning, Gippsland. It is a beautiful day today. Despite the bad weather forecast, I'm sure the drivers are going to be very happy to be racing in these perfect conditions. We're starting the day with one practice session, followed by a random grid start for Heat 1.
Good morning, guys. Today's race day. So the thing that's really good this morning is there's just no wind. That's good. No one stole our car overnight. All right, we're going to do a track walk just to see if we can spot any useful things to help us for the race. This is a pretty sketchy corner. I kept locking up. I locked up quite a few times and would just go off. It is a tight track.
You ran out of room real quick.
I've been putting my front wheel on that, on the flat bit. So I'm constantly coming in here like too hot and then I drift out. The rears just don't grip.
But as soon as I came around here, the cart just rotates straight away. And
Yeah, look how short the rail lines are. And then you're going straight into that sketchy part. A few times I've gone off into the grass there.
Yep.
And then this looks like the sketchiest corner, but it's actually the one with the most grip because of the way it dips. All right, well that's the track. Heat 1 we're heading out to now. Starting P4, it's a random grid, which means we don't do a qualifying, and then the next heat will be reverse. Alright guys, start them up! So we're starting P4. The random grid start is just a way of giving everyone a chance to potentially start further up in the grid. In the second heat, we'll do a reverse order, so I'll be starting in P10, and then after that, Heat 3 will be based on the amount of points that you score in the first two heats. So warming up our tyres now. It's really important to scrub them up and get as much heat into them as you can. We've got Simon, car number 5, to our right, and then we've got Marcellus, car number 4 in front of us. And then in pole, it's going to be Tim in car number 3. So awesome to see him starting off the race. Up to the start line now. And the lights are off. The race starts. 10 laps. Here we go. Coming around the first bend, Simon stays on the inside, takes that position. He gets on the inside of Tim as well. You can see here there's a huge pile up behind me at turn 1. Now I'm stuck behind Tim. I'm really trying to get through, but I just can't seem to find any places so far. So turn 2, that looked okay. And then going into turn 3, we're still on Tim's bumper. That's good. I was really happy with this start actually. My main goal was to not lose a lot of traction and get away. We ended up getting on the inside of Tim. He makes a mistake and goes out wide. And now we can try to push on to catch up to Simon and Marcellus in front. Yeah, really happy with how I'm driving so far, and I was pretty surprised. I think I made a few setup changes in the morning and it's definitely made a positive difference, which is great. Okay, so now we just got to keep pushing on, see if we can catch up to the leaders. Yeah, it's a really tough race. You can see that so far I'm not actually catching up. If anything, these guys are in front of pulling away. So bit of oversteer there as I take that corner. Going into the chicane, I think I gained a bit of time, but what I'm trying to do is plant my front right wheel on that curb just to try and get the kart to jack around the corner and give me a bit more grip, but it was quite difficult to do. It was very hit and miss and I wasn't very consistent. Myself and Simon are having a bit of a tussle in front, so I gained a bit of time, but not really catching them for the whole duration of the race. They're kind of staying a good distance in front of me, so I can't get any benefits from a slipstream or anything. It's just really important that I don't make any big mistakes, otherwise it's game over. All right, this is lap 5, halfway through the race. You can really hear the tyres screaming as well, like they're really working. And there's just such a lack of grip compared to the old tyres that we were using, which were a softer compound. And that's why I've struggled so much. It's just been such a huge adjustment for me to go from having a driving style that relies on that grip to now having no grip. I missed the apex on that last corner, and Braden is then able to get me on the inside. Straight away goes through. We call Braden the GOAT because he wins everything and he's extremely fast. But to my surprise, I seem to sort of be able to stay with him. He doesn't actually get away too quickly. And I think what was happening is Braden being in front of me actually allowed me to understand where I'm making mistakes, like where I need to brake, where I should be turning, more or less. And that's why it's so important on the practice days to actually try to get behind the faster drivers and try to use them as a reference to help you work out what the fastest lines are. And funnily enough, after the race, the times that were my fastest were when I was behind Braden, because I was just able to simulate what he was doing. So it was really awesome to just have that reference and finally know that I'm actually not that slow. I just need to stop overdriving. And checkered flag, across the line, that's the end of the race. So we started and finished in P4 in the end, didn't lose any places, and I'm mega happy with that result.
That went a lot better than expected. Like when Braden got in front of me, I was kind of happy because I wanted to try to like understand where he's braking, because like he was braking in similar areas and making me realize, like, hold on, I'm actually pushing too hard. Yeah. And that's why I'm losing so much time. But yeah.
Just rammed the fence with my car. So how'd you go?
That was awesome, that was.
Yeah.
Got a pretty good start.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like I know there was like a gap in front of you, but you sort of like...
I felt like I was not gaining on him, but wasn't getting... Losing it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely to go up in the rear sprocket for sure.
Yeah.
More acceleration.
Making our way to Heat 2 now, starting from P10, and I really want to try to work my way up the field as much as possible. It's going to be a tough race, and now I'm right in the thick of it. There's a bit of a pile up in the last race behind me, so let's hope that I can get away cleanly, and yeah, we'll see how I do. Alrighty, so in front of us we got number 33, which is Johnny Hutchins. To our right we have number 25, Sam Steffens. In our front right we've got Justin, car 51. Alright, Heat 2 is underway, approaching the start line. The lights go out and we're off. I've had a pretty good start. I move on the inside, but there's massive shunting in behind. Justin goes flying over the top of me. I look behind me and I'm missing an air filter. I pull straight into the pits. That was a lot more hectic than it appeared on my camera. So luckily Sam, who was behind us, managed to shoot that entire thing. Okay, so I'm on board with Sam Steffens right now, and you can see Justin in front, and we're off. I then see a gap in front of me, so I move in, and then Sam gets bumped straight into Justin. There's nothing you can do about it, and then Justin goes straight over me. And look at this, you can see my air filter just rip off as he runs over the engine and then over my arm. No one was hurt, luckily. My arm was fine as well. Tegan also got an awesome shot with their phone, so let's have a look at that. Yeah, we all came off unscathed. It is unfortunate, but this is what happens in racing. Alright, well, that was a disaster. Ripped off my air filter, and then also my stub axle's bent. Nathan's an absolute lifesaver. He's given me a filter and he's gave me a stub axle as well. So, gonna make those changes now. Here we go, heat 3. This time I'm starting from P8 and we'll be behind kart 33, Johnny Hutchins. And then right next to us we have Jay Anderson in kart number 83. All right, so approaching the start line now. And we're off. It's a tight start. We're all squeezing into the first turn. We get away cleanly, that's good. Jay's still right there on our inside. We'll leave him enough room. And he just is able to accelerate out that corner a bit faster than me. So he takes that position and it's all good. We're still in the race. Fighting with Jay there. Tried to go on the outside. Doesn't work. He sticks on the inside nicely. And now we're right on his bumper. I'm going to try to just create a bit of a train and catch up to everyone in front. And this is the part where we put our head down and just try to focus on not making any errors. This is Jay's first year doing the 4SS trail, so he's actually driving really, really well. Bit of an accidental bump there, sorry Jay. But so far so good, we're still in the race. Everyone's kind of spread out, but they haven't really gotten away too far just yet. Make a move on the inside here, trying to go for it, but I can't get far enough in front, so yeah, I just pull out of it at the last minute, and Jay keeps that position for now. Jay's right up there on Johnny's bumper and he's putting a bit of pressure on. He makes a move on the inside and then goes out of it. He's just not close enough to get an overlap on Johnny. And then Johnny makes a mistake. He goes out wide and that allows Jay to go straight through on the inside. I'm now catching up to them. Then I have a massive lock-up coming into turn 3 and my engine just cut out. I had no idea what was going on. Pull over to the side and try to just move my kart out of the sketchy part of the track. So that was really frustrating. My engine just conked out, I'm not sure why. And you can see me just standing over there looking all frustrated. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I'm pretty bummed out about that. I think there's just something wrong with my engine and we'll have to figure out what's going on. Oh, I locked up, everything's all good, I stayed on track, and then my engine just cut out. Fuck. Maybe that's why. The spark plug's broken. Nathan, here I come. Hey Nathan, I'm back. You wouldn't happen to have something of this?
What?
That fun.
You've even got something for that.
Yeah. How is this possible?
This does not have.
What a legend.
Do you need a spark plug as well?
Oh, dude.
Do you want a freshie?
Oh, yeah.
You run a head temp sensor?
Nah.
Okay, leave the washer on then.
Thanks so much, dude. All right, add it to the bill. Thanks. What a legend, dude. Look, he just has everything. I've replaced so many things today.
You should have just bought a new go-kart. So the whole thing, what's important with this is there's a screw. That screw is where it transmits the current down to the spark plug. That is just
literally just wire.
Just wire.
Yeah, right. That's really weird. I thought it'd be soldered.
No.
Yeah.
So you only just want to have it like just till it seats.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise you'd strip it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. Caleb works on boat engines, so he knows a lot about this stuff. Hold on. Turns out my engine's not fixed. Look, it's freaking wobbling.
How did that even run like that?
Dude. I just need to tighten it back on and it'll be right. Fucking hell. Yesterday, my clutch literally nearly came off. My hubs like come loose, like slid off down the axle.
Imagine if your carby fell off during the race.
Dude.
That's better.
All right, let's try this again. I think the goal for this is to just try and pick a few people off and then have fun. So yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, the final race, guys. It's taken a while for us to get here, but we're here. We're starting this race in P10. In front of us we have car number 25, which is Sam Steffens, and then to our left we have Tim in car number 3. All right, here we go, across the line, the lights go out and away we go. I go straight to the inside, slip in behind Tim, trying to hopefully push him through, but it doesn't really work out. There's karts everywhere going into turn 1. Massive clog up there, some karts lost momentum from that. I then try to go on the outside of Tim, doesn't work out, that's okay. Slot straight back behind him, and we need to try to push through. Sam goes around the outside of Jay, and they're literally together all through the chicane. That's crazy. Sam stays around the outside during this sketchy corner here. I don't know how he manages that, but loses out to Jay. Jay kept that position. He defended really well. So, yeah, wow, what an epic start. Tim does a bit of an oversteer coming out of turn 4, so I get a bit of momentum. Through the chicane, Tim goes out wide, I go straight through, and now we're behind Sam, so we've got to try and catch up to him. Looks like we're gaining a bit of time on that last turn there. I definitely feel like I've got really good acceleration. I actually changed my sprocket for this race because I've been feeling like I was on the back foot with my gearing the entire race weekend, and this has definitely made a positive impact on my race. You can see how much I'm catching him now. Sam goes out wide. I gain a lot of time now on his bumper coming into the straight. It's going to be really close. He's checking behind, sees that I'm there, and I'm trying to put the pressure on. He sort of pulls away a bit at the end of the straight because I'm hitting the limit of it. Yeah, you can see now, look at this acceleration, give him a small bump just to let him know that I'm there. He goes defensive. That's okay, I'm not really going for the move just yet. I'll keep him guessing. He makes another error, goes out quite wide. I'm still looking for the move. This is really fun racing. Sam holds onto it, he's defending really well. I make a massive mistake. I go out wide on that corner and I've just undone all that hard work. I had a lot of oversteer and went straight off, so now we've got to make up that ground again. Sam oversteers exactly where I did, and now I've caught up. We're on his bumper. Still knows that I'm there. It's really tight through turn 3 and turn 4. He goes out wide again on that fast corner. I nearly get a run on him, but he just holds on. Sam goes defensive again. Now going to turn 4. I really get a run on Sam. Okay, I've got the inside. I just managed to get him on the chicane, and now slam on the brakes, trying to just make sure I don't go out wide on that last corner, and then on the straight. Going defensive, I just want to make sure that he can't get that place back. That was awesome, really cool, really good racing. Now I've got to try and catch up to Jay in front of us. Yeah, I just don't want to make any errors. I do a massive oversteer there. That was a bit of a mistake on my part, but luckily I can actually get away from Sam. He's right on my ass, but I could get away, and luckily I didn't lose a place. Okay, skipping ahead now. It's the final lap and the final corner. And checker flag. Wow, what a race. Awesome battling with Sam. We finished P6 in the end. I'm stoked, P6. Thank you, Sam, again for letting us use that footage that you got of Heat 2. Sam's also got a YouTube channel and he's uploading karting videos, so if you want to check him out, I'll throw the link to his channel in the description of this video. 6th in the end, which I'm honestly, I'm happy with that. 6th, given all the issues, all the dramas. Pretty lucky, one of the front runners span off, so that helped us out, and then there was a bit of a kerfuffle in lap 1. I really felt like I started to gather more pace towards the end.
I felt wicked then.
Well done.
That was good. A few moments there where I like centered a bit too wide and like I was pushing.
You're a completely different driver compared to last time.
Yeah. I reckon sprocket change and we're on the money.
Wow, what a day. Well done to all the drivers and those of you who made it on the podium in the light, medium and heavy classes. Another happy weekend. Had some broken bits, got driven on. That's what racing's all about. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be doing a video for every single round of the 4SS Trail, so yeah, it's going to be great.
If you liked the video, like and subscribe. If you did, subscribe anyway and like it, because I'm telling you to. I'm going to start an OnlyFans really soon. That's going to start promoting the page and start paying for all this cool shit that we do.
What he said. No, but I am starting a Patreon, so if you guys want to support the channel, you can now do that. So you can just click on the Patreon link and it just helps support the channel so I can continue making these videos for you guys. And anyway, take it easy and I'll see you on the next one.